is being able to see that there is light despite of all darkness. Welcome to BMC News Live presented by Al Hilal Hospitals and Medical Centers English News. Myself Shina Sultana joining you with the daily news updates. Today's headlines.
Public Prosecution organized Artificial Intelligence Conference. Bahrain's GDP reached 4.20% in third quarter. National Space Science Authority participated in Access to Space for All meeting. Sharjah announced temporary closure of all parks due to unstable weather. China to scrap mandatory quarantine on arrival in COVID-19 rule relaxation.
Today's news in detail. Public Prosecution organized Artificial Intelligence Conference. The Public Prosecution, in partnership with the Global Group for Artificial Intelligence, is organized the second virtual Bahrain International Conference under the title Usages of Artificial Intelligence in Judicial and Justice Services. The conference will be inaugurated on March 7th to 8th in cooperation with Sheikh Nasser Artificial Intelligence Research and Development Center and the Institute of Judicial and Legal Studies under the patronage of the Attorney General Dr. Ali bin Fadl Al Buainand. Bahrain's GDP reached 4.20% in third quarter. The National Accounts Estimates issued by the Information and E-Government Authority IGA show that the economy of Bahrain continued to record remarkable growth rates during the current year. The gross domestic profit GDP recorded growth at constant prices during the third quarter of this year reached to 4.20% on an annual basis, and the non-oil sector also growth by 4.9% during the third quarter, while the GDP of the Kingdom of Bahrain until the third quarter, January to September, at constant prices grew by 5.5% on an annual basis, and the non-oil sector at constant prices grew by 7.2% until the third quarter of 2022 on an annual basis. His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister welcomed the newly appointed ambassador of the Russian Federation to the Kingdom of Bahrain. His Royal Highness Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, the Crown Prince and Prime Minister, today received the newly appointed ambassador of the Russian Federation to the Kingdom of Bahrain, His Excellency Alexei Skoskray, and at Rafah Palace. His Royal Highness the Crown Prince highlighted that the long-standing relations between the Bahrain and Russia, emphasizing the importance of further developing and strengthening joint cooperation and coordination to benefit both countries and its people. The National Space Science Agency of Bahrain participated in Access to Space for All meetings. National Space Science Authority NSSA team headed by NSSA CEO Dr. Mohammed Ibrahim Al-Asiri participated in Access to Space for All meeting and for Drop Tower Experiment Series Drop TES Fellowship Program in response to the invitation received from the United Nations Office for Outer Space Affairs. The meeting presented that the most prominent space applications available to the member states of UNOOSA in cooperation with a number of space agencies and research centers to enable everyone to access space. The Deputy Chief of Public Security inaugurated maritime exercise. Deputy Chief of Public Security Major General Dr. Sheikh Hamad bin Mohammed Al Khalifa inaugurated a joint maritime exercise Vigilant Guard 11 with the participation of Interior Ministry directorates. He hailed the readiness and the exercises scenarios along with the competency of the Coast Guard and other participating forces, stressing on the implementation of the directives of Interior Minister General Sheikh Rashid bin Abdullah Al Khalifa to benefit from exercises to achieve goals. He highlighted the instructions of the Chief of Public Security to continue with drills to review joint field operations. LMRA conducted joint inspection campaigns in capital, northern and southern governorates. The Labour Market Regulatory Authority LMRA conducted inspection campaigns in the capital, northern and southern governorates. The campaign was coordinated with the Nationality, Passports and Residency Affairs NPRA, the General Directorate of Criminal Investigation and Forensic Science at the Ministry of Interior and the governorates respective police directorates. The clampdown resulted in reporting several violations related to the labour market and residency laws. The reported cases were referred for legal action. Now we shall go for a short commercial break.
The exclusive franchisee of Cochin Kala Bhavan in Bahrain. With over a decade of existence in Bahrain, exclusive online regular classes have started for classical dances, music vocal, instrumental music, cinematic dance, Kathak, Zumba body fitness, karate and yoga, drawing, arts and craft, children's theatre. For more information, please call 3909 6845 3909 4806 3885 2397 or visit www.bahrainmediacity.com.
Welcome back. 8 mosques opened in new housing projects. 8 new mosques have recently been opened in housing projects across the Kingdom of Bahrain, said Sunni Endowments Council Chairman Dr. Rashid Mohammed Al Hajiri. These include 3 mosques in Khalifa Town, 2 in Issa Town, Izahid Town, 2 in Diyar al Muharrak, and another mosque in Hurat Zanad, he pointed out in a statement yesterday. Dr. Hajiri held the royal care of His Majesty King Hamad and the continued follow-up of His Royal Highness Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, the Crown Prince and Prime Minister. Sharjah announced temporary closure of all parks due to unstable weather. Authorities in Sharjah have announced the temporary closure of all parks in the city from yesterday, December 26, due to the current unstable weather conditions. Sharjah City Municipality confirmed that the parks will reopen to the public once weather conditions subside. Rain emergency teams are on alert to deal with damage to that may be caused due to the weather conditions. The municipality has requested engineering contractors and consultants to take all necessary precautions and adhere to safety requirements at construction sites. China to scrap mandatory quarantine on arrival in COVID-19 rule relaxation. China said on Monday it would scrape mandatory quarantine on arrival, further unwinding years of strict virus controls as the country battles a surge in cases. Having mostly cut itself off from the rest of the world during the pandemic, China is now experiencing an unprecedented surge in infections after abruptly lifting restrictions that dropped the economy and sparked nationwide protests. Philippine death toll from Christmas rains and floods rose to 13. The death toll from Christmas Day rains in southern Philippines has risen to 13, authorities said on Tuesday, with the surge still on for 23 people as floods started to recede. Most of the deaths were caused by drowning from flash floods after 2 days of heavy rains and disrupted Christmas celebrations and forced more than 45,000 people to take shelter in evacuation centers. Images on social media showed Coast Guard, police and fire personnel wading through waist-deep floods and carrying residents along landslide-hit areas. Some roads were flooded by overflowing rivers nearby. Severe hailstorm hit Assam in India, over 200 houses damaged. A severe hailstorm hit several places in India's Assam on Tuesday, damaging over 200 houses across the district. The hailstorm hit Dibrugarh's it's a state and in Assam, and it was being affected by the rain on Monday night and Tuesday morning. These have been reported because of no casualty. It has led to widespread damage in the district. As per preliminary assessment in Moran subdivision, 210 houses have been damaged in 37 villages, a senior official of that district administration said. With this, we come to the end of today's news. Stay tuned for daily news updates in BMC News Live English at 7:30 p.m. Thank you so much for watching. Signing off by Shana Sultana. Good night.